as I wait for everything to load, and the muterator did not get me today. I love it. All right, so hi guys. I know this is a special wartime episode of the Eve Interviews a History Scope. If you haven't been here before, hi, my name is Rose. I am interestingly bad at making eye contact with the camera. And today we have Houdini with Enlightened Industries that I actually managed to spell correctly, which, to be fair, was hard. So with that, I'm going to let Houdini introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Houdini. 1 second, please. I have some family coming in, so I'm switching over to push to talk. There we go. Hi, I'm Houdini. I'm one of the older members of Enlightened Industries. I'm also a skirmish commander. Some of y'all might know me from the Whiskey Fleets, and others might remember me from the times way back when Enly first joined Goonswarm.
Fantastic. I absolutely love it, and I love. We've had a nice mixture of older corpse, and we've had a nice mixture of newer corpse. So I love to hear just kind of the how do I say this? Lack of better words, variety we have in Goonswarm. So, kind of with that, I'm going to go ahead and hop on in. So, Enlightened Industries, that is a cool name. Where did you guys, do you guys know how that was kind of thought up with or where it originated?
Yes, the Enlightened Industries actually, I don't know exactly the nomenclature why we went with it, except for that our CEO and founder, Lovelock, when he graduated Eve University back when he was first starting the game, he wanted an alt high sec industry corp, and it was Enlightened Industries.
That's kind of cool. I mean, that's a really deep, um, a really deep name for a high set corp. Like, most of them are like, I don't want to say uncreative, but I feel like that is really like being forethought or having forethought, for lack of better words, and
Oh, yeah, Lovelock was
manifesting
a
stuff.
Lovelock was a character.
I love it. So, with the forethinking manifestation name kind of thing, is what I'm getting out of it. Like, you are wanting to be at the top of the game, you are wanting to be good, you're wanting to be good at indie, which is honestly something that I am. If it's past T1, don't ask me. But kind of with that, how did um, how did Enlightened Industries get started, and can you tell me some of the history of the corp?
Buckle up, it might be a long ride.
Oh boy, take as
But
much time as you need. Let's. I'm here for the fun stories. I don't have a seatbelt, but
So, Enlightened Industries, well, some context. I first joined Enlightened Industries back in late 2012, early 2013 ish, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been 12 years. But, so some of the older times I can't really recall clearly. All I remember are stories from the old guys. Um,
those are the best, though.
I know, and alcohol was flowing back then, a
Oh
lot of it.
God, yeah,
Yeah,
it
we
still is. It still is.
indeed. The Italy first started out, like I said, Lovelock had his whole industry corp, but then he got war decked and got the taste of blood by getting good with PvP. So he invited some of his old friends from Eve University over to his corporation to try out Sovnal, and we initially joined a couple corporate alliances here and there, but we really found footing in a small alliance. I don't know if some of the older goons would remember this name, but Space Monkeys Alliance.
That is a name that has been said here before, in a few interviews, with I believe the some of the corps with the Bastion.
Yep.
Yeah, that there were, yeah. So that is not the first time that has appeared on here.
They were a decent PvP alliance back in the I believe this was 2011, 2010 era of the nullsec space. I believe CFC was just expanding into the north at the time, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm kind of like a Eve history buff at the same time, so I like this.
Oh, okay. So we're on the same page. I like this too.
Yep.
Yep.
Um, we helped push Raiden and a couple other of the old Northern Coalition, not NC Dot, but Northern Coalition back
Mhm.
until we kind of outgrew SMA, and we kind of needed space to grow. We were already number one because, as our name it suggested, and as you pointed out, Lovelock's goal was always to be number one, but he never liked being number one, so his goal was to be number two, striving for number one,
I love it.
be it in industry and PvP. But because we kind of outgrew SMA, and also Lovelock has a personality, um,
Mhm.
not very. He's a great guy. Let me say that he's a great guy, but he had a way to rub people the wrong way quickly.
There were a
Uh,
lot of big Eve personalities in World War B, World War B two. So I don't think it's uncommon for the time, for that time
Correct.
frame.
Yeah. Well, interesting. We found our way to a new home. We had fought alongside them while they had crashed on the couch in Goonstorm's Declan at the time. So we found ourselves flying with Test. I know it's a bad look, but that's actually where we kind of got our infamy was in Test.
I wouldn't say so.
Well, you don't know the whole story. Moving on.
Fair.
We were in Test for I think 2.5, 3 years. And that's actually when I first joined in because it was vogue at the time for nullsec alliances and nullsec corporations to have some sort of newbie channel to get them into nullsec quickly, or
Mhm.
like scouting corporations, or we called it Enlightened Academy. A lot of the players who are still in test or were in test actually came in via Enlightened Academy because Dreadit was the exact copy of basically Goonwolf, only they came from two different sources. Dreadit
Mhm.
came from Reddit, Goonwolf came from something awful.
Yep.
Those who really wanted to be a part of Test and or Goons had to be members of those communities, but if they're just normal Eve players, they didn't really have the gout to get in there. They got rejected on principle, and then they got sent to these feeder corporations to get them on the front lines, just not under that normal banner. That's where Enlightened Academy and Enlightened Industries really got their real um, clout, because Reddit kept rejecting these players who kept coming in from Reddit because they didn't have the correct posting score.
Oh,
And we just fed them through Enlightened Academy into Enlightened Industries, and we became number two in Test Alliance quickly.
that's pretty awesome. Like, uh, though I wouldn't understand the whole posting score thing. I know. Reddit Swarm or that whole thing is currently making a comeback right now because of the war. But as somebody who was never on something awful, who kind of knows how to use Reddit, um, that sounds like a good thing to have for just your everyday average Eve player who's like, hey, I'm tired of HiSec.
Yeah, we're actually we're there was communicated thoughts. There's just thoughts. Don't quote me on this, please. Thoughts that we might be bringing back Enlightened Academy. We just need to find someone to do it, and it's not easy hurting nerds. Um,
Oh, yeah.
but it was a great time. That's how actually I got into nullsec. Was I graduated Eve University. I saw Lovelock's a forum post on the Eve Uni forums about recruitment, and I joined Enlightened Academy, and from there, Enlightened Industries. I actually even fought in the Fountain War for a small time before I actually got moved to the Enlightened Industries from graduating.
Oh, wow.
What they had us doing was for most of the war, we were leading quote unquote headshot fleets where I was a small time fleet commander back then, just like we're in our little thrashers
Hmm.
doing a little bubble camp and people dying, losing their pods and going to reship. We would be sitting there waiting for their pods to reappear and we just pop them. And this is back in the time when you still had to pay for a mega clone or you lost skill points. My, I actually one of my small claims to fame for Enlightened Academy was that I believe we killed Boat and forced and when he forgot to Omega once, and he was still Alpha, and he lost I think one of his big 5 point skills.
What? That's
That's a
insane.
legend. That's one of our legends that we hold.
That is insane.
But that was the power of just like some weird small person coming in from World of Warcraft or new, just finding out about it through a web banner coming into the game. 3 million skill points, and they had that kind of impact back then.
And I'm just gonna make the statement, I am so glad you don't lose skill points when dying anymore. I am very thankful for that.
Yep, and also you don't have to queue. You don't have to manually log in every day to make sure your skill queue is running. You can
Oh
actually queue up your
yeah.
skills.
It's not like you have to log in. Oh wait, hold on, that one finished. Logged in. Doot. Okay. Wait the time. Oh wait, it'll be done at 2 in the morning. Fuck. Yeah. Like
Yep.
I am so glad that I missed that era of Eve. That is kind of the one of the things that so I've only been playing for a year, and me sitting back and looking and hearing these stories of the crazy things and Vexers using to be mining ships and like I said, it sounds crazy, but I'm just like I am so thankful.
Crazy times.
Mm-hmm.
But Enlightened Academy also participated in, at the time, the largest system player count battle on record. The battle for 6 VDT, the kind of symbolic victory or symbolic defeat of Test during the Fountain War. That was also the moment that Enlightened Industries decided that Test wasn't for us anymore. But some of the old goons or the old CFC hats from Battle of 6 VDT time may remember a very annoying fleet of about 80 blackbirds just flying around, jamming out your Baltics. That was us.
That's pretty awesome, and see that just shows what the power of Evor can do.
And tie-dye, no less.
Oh, absolutely.
But as I said, Test lost that war, and they had also bled a lot of their leadership. There's a lot of drama going on in Test at the time. And Enley kept getting the short end of the stick because, well, we had just kicked the other worst corporation out due to participation in the war. So now we were at the bottom of the barrel, even though we were the second most active PvP corp.
How does that make sense?
It's Test.
Oh wait, that's right. Things don't have to make sense for Test. Okay, fair enough. Go on.
Well, to be fair to Test, I'll give them a bone. This was
Okay.
the version 2 test under, oh my goodness, what was his name? I used to just call him Baboon, Babosa or something like that. I can't remember. But we left. Indy had reached out to Enlightened Industries and was like, "Hey, we hear that you're looking for a new home. Goon Swarm would be a nice fit for you." And Lovelock agreed. He actually said in a post once that one of the reasons he had joined Test in the first place was because there was Dreadit, a insurmountable goal in order to be number one in the alliance. You can't really be number one if you're in an alliance with megacorps.
Yeah.
is impossible. Their N+1 game is just too good.
It's true.
Um, so that's one of the key reasons that we left Space Monkeys and went to Test in the first place. But now that Test is just no longer a good fit for us culturally, and they the amount of leadership and corruption that had been found out because of the Fountain War was just too much. Goons would made it a good fit. We had Goon Wolf, another megacorp in the game that we can never be technically number one, and it
Are they a
had similar
megacorp?
structure. Sorry, what now?
Are they a megacorp?
Goon Wolf?
Yeah.
Well,
I
back then they were a megacorp.
okay. So it's time variation. Okay, that makes more
Yeah,
sense. I was about to have a question. I feel like I am so confused.
no problem. Feel free to ask clarifying questions because these are the days I remember the most. These are the best days of E for me.
Oh, I love it.
Um, but yeah, Goon Wolf was a megacorp. This is before Karma Fleet. This is way before Karma Fleet. Although Fountain War and Halloween War did show us that we did need Karma Fleet, so that's why that happened. But we moved to Goons. We had drama, of course. We had a couple AWOXers come with us. We had to sort that out. We had to. They were test loyalists who wanted to stick it to the CFC because they got kicked out. Kicked them out. We quickly learned how bad we really were at posting on the forums. And back then, that was a serious metric that must be upheld. So,
Yes, yes. You must get those door chains in. You
oh
got
yes,
to,
gotta.
or that hell dump.
Oh, please bring it back.
Oh my god, I know. I'm with you.
Space General bullshit and Hell Dump. Oh, some of my best times there. Oh, also letters of market and reprisal. Those were some really good posts of mine.
There's some really good ones. I've I've seen a few that I'm just like, my brain goes, what? And my brain, and then the other half of my brain goes, that can actually work. Like, especially on Hell Dump, there have been some that I'm just like, this is Pokemon. And my brain is like, this is interesting. Why am I wanting to now go down this rabbit hole? And that's okay. So bring back Hell Dump.
This is a social experiment. It'd be great.
If we just put it out there and maybe go, hey, bosses, can we get held up, please? Maybe. But
I don't
so
think the
you
floor mods
guys,
want it back.
oh god, probably not. But once a year, maybe. But
Oh, that would be a great event.
we had it last year.
Ooh.
I remember this because my brain got scarred, and I went, actually, that makes sense. No, I'm not going to tell you what it is because it would probably get me banned on Twitch. But it's like a question that one of the teenagers would ask. So yes.
Yeah.
So my teenagers have often asked I call them dumb questions about life. Really, they're nerd questions about life. And the funniest one recently was what kind of Pokemon would Hitler be?
See, now that's an interesting philosophical question there, and I have no clue what the correct answer would be.
Okay, they said fire poison because yes, fire poison. But then they also said he would be Smeargle, the paint one, the paint tail one, because he was a
Okay,
failed
that
artist.
I was going to say historically that would make sense, but
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with your chat on this one, Psyduck.
I agree too. Just give him a little mustache. But
Constant with a constant headache.
oh god, yeah, sounds about right. Considering he was a health addict, a vegan health addict with coke problems or meth problems. But yeah. Anyway, this is. I have held up at my house. I want held up out of my house on the internet. So so
Oh,
yeah, but
I actually
and
have to address a member of your chat real quick.
oh, go for it.
Um, a man by the name of Anselm Blackwater, huh? That name sounds familiar. Said kick Enley. That's actually interesting point of our corp history that I didn't touch on.
Oh God, so we got to where you joined CFC, and what happened after that?
Well, before that, we had a nickname given to us by Test Alliance, or like anytime we came up, they would
Mm-hmm.
scream "Kick Enley, Kick Enley,
Oh,
Kick Enley."
okay,
And basically, we're their punching bag, and that was one of the listed reasons why Lovelock wanted us to leave.
okay. So
Um,
it's not fun like Kick-Asky. It's mean.
oh no, no, it's fun. It's fun that
Okay.
way, but they took it too far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, and so now we say it as a joke because we're still a very strong PvP corporation that, while less active than we were back in our test days, can still pretty much bully test. We'd have to go to the
I mean,
graveyard and dig them up, but
they're in a little pentagonal graveyard. I've heard it's not hard to get to, but you might not be coming back out.
oh yeah, no, filaments are fun.
Exactly.
But yeah, we joined Goon Swarm after the Fountain War, just in time
Mm-hmm.
for the Halloween War, which was a blast. That was great. Um, pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us still in Goons who could say this, but I was there for BTAC R. It was fun. I was FCing a potato fleet during Eastern United States time zone, trying to choke hold off the reinforcements.
Potato Dominix or Brutix?
Dominic's fleet. This is back during the times that we could still slave 250 times 5 sentry drones to one person.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, that I'm sad to say I missed.
Target paint, delete. Target paint, delete. Oh my goodness. Everyone
That
was
was
asleep.
awesome.
Asleep or playing Cards Against Humanity online. Those were the
Yeah,
dark, the old war days.
I have seen a certain Cards Against Humanity, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. But during that time, Enley was still trying to find its way, like its fit in the alliance,
Mm-hmm.
and we started to mass produce just everything. Basically help fuel the war effort while their PvP pilots kept whelping fleets. Um,
Okay.
Once we actually, after the war had ended, we had enough industry foothold in Declan at the time that we actually put down 2 outposts up in Declan. Outposts. I don't know if, since you're only a year old, I
That's
can
before
kind
my
of.
time.
They were called station eggs back in the day.
Oh yeah, okay. So like, where you put them, and then they would like hatch a station, but
Yep.
then they
We
turned into the faction forts.
back then they weren't faction forts, but back then they were invincible structures that were actually calculated into the sovereignty of the system.
Okay, that kind of makes some more sense.
Once we switched over to FozzieSov, oh my God, FozzieSov. I'm moving on past that. I don't want to go on that tangent. Once we moved from Dominion to FozzieSov, the outposts didn't really have much need anymore. And then 2016 hit. Um, then we now had Citadels,
Mm-hmm.
and it just further decentralized their role as the only one safe, secure place to put your assets. And then I think it was 2018 that CCP decided that you could now they would be turned into faction Fortizars that are extremely rare.
Yep.
But Enlightened Industries built 2 of our Goonswarm's faction Fortizars.
Oh wow.
Up before our move from 1DQ, that they both of them were actually on display in that giant faction Fortizar ring. The
Mm-hmm.
one at MXXX and ZRRR.
I didn't even know that was a ring, to be honest. I just knew there were a lot there, and I was just like, ooh. Okay, so, um, when we moved from Delve to our new space, I had been in game for like 3 months. So I don't think I actually got a proper chance to see it and understand it like I would have now with knowing the rarity, the like now knowing what I know. I am
Yeah.
sad that I did not get to see that.
Yep. It was some major corporate undertaking for us back then, and it was a really big major achievement for us that we actually got one of them out, let alone two.
Oh wow.
I don't I was still a relatively new player at the time. I was mainly contributing through mining, and I believe I was mining in the catalyst still because I just did not understand mining. Still don't.
That's fair. It's okay. I have mined Mercoxit and Apraxis because I was lazy. So I understand.
But I can't recall if it was harder to build a Titan or harder to build an outpost. I still think it's harder to build a Titan just because you had to do it in passes back then instead of being able to do it inside of a station factory.
Yeah, if with everything that I know what goes into a Titan, that in a pos, I don't understand how it was done, and I'm just still kind of floored that it managed to be done. So that's pretty awesome.
Yep. And from there, we just we stuck out with goons ever since. From the rebranding from CFC to Imperium to the Viceroy program, which I had a hand in. Um, the what else? The move after the Casino War, after we got evicted up there, rebuilding in Delve. One of our members actually built a keep star from scratch by themselves and deployed it in OTAC H before World War B kicked off. I mean,
Oh shit.
sorry, Vietnam.
Oh, all I know about Keep Stars is that they are in the billions to build, and building one by yourself is. Um, I've seen a group build them. I've never heard of a person building them. So holy shit, my hat's off to them.
Well, I believe they're still in the. I believe they're actually in WAF now. Um, don't want to name shame him here, but yeah, I believe he's over there now. A lot of our members over the years have moved to different corporations within the alliance. Um, and just because we've become so integrated with goons,
Yeah.
like they've made their friends there. Some have gone to Karma Fleet, some have gone to WAF, some have gone to AMOC and ASCII, but we're still here, giving a good PvP numbers and still producing out a lot of ships. We like producing and mining.
That's that is especially super helpful in wartime. Like that is kind of the you run out of ships, you are SOL. So it's awesome to see and hear, hey, we like doing this and going, okay. And seeing we've got the PvP side, we've got the indie side. I've seen corps that have both, have one a little bit stronger than the other, but seeing a corp that is cohesively together both and very strong at both is absolutely awesome. I'm trying to make sure that I'm wording correctly, so forgive me.
No, you're good. You're speaking better than I am.
As a dyslexic person, that makes me very happy because I don't English very well. So we've gotten to how you got to join Goons and going from SMA to tests to going, we don't like them because of how they're treating us because the kick Enly the got a little too far. So we joined Goons and you're here now. You're super integrated with Goons, and so kind of with all of that and taking all of that into account, why was the Imperium a good choice for Enley?
I think I may have touched on it earlier, but the main
Either
thing
way,
was that we wanted to be a part of nullsec. We still had a story to tell, I believe, is how one of our old CEOs worded it. We've been through Lovelock left the game shortly after we joined Goonswarm due to, I believe, real life. And the mantle has been passed, I believe, 4 times now. Our current CEO, Lucius, is pretty cool. I like him. Um, but one of our old CEOs basically had touched on the similar story points that Asher is trying to push forth now. We still had a lot to do in nullsec. We had space to conquer. We had stuff to build, stories to tell, and Goons was the best option for us at the time. The Imperium as a coalition, however, back then was just a military alliance kind of thing. Nowadays, we're basically brothers and sisters at this point. You attack our
Oh
space, we
yeah,
attack yours. Um,
I love that.
it's that's the Imperium, honestly. Doesn't matter if
Mhm.
you're in a different alliance. If you're Imperium, you're Imperium.
Yeah, it doesn't
Um,
matter if you're Sons of Bane. It doesn't matter if you're Brave. It doesn't matter if you're Shadow or TNT or FNT or Sigma or as I've seen them call occasionally Ligma. Uh,
I love
I
those
have to.
guys.
I love that. It's so great. Um, and you know, oh god, I'm missing one more. Splat? No, it's the Great. It's Splat. Oh my god, I'm forgetting their names. Fuck me. Um, but as I'm forgetting everybody's names, it's very much like you see people and you go, oh hi friends, in local or it's oh wait you're here too. Here, can I help? Or do you need
Ex-
anything? Or especially with the whole move, it was, hey, I have this. Does anybody need this? And the amount of working together, like an actual beehive, was one insane. I don't know if we will ever see a great move or great migration like that in our lifetime again in
oh
Eve.
God, I hope not.
Dude, at the State of the Union, which was on Twitch, um, which was on INN, I was like, dude, if they are announcing another move, I will win Eve. I am not moving my shit again. Uh-uh. I have too much shit to move. I am not moving it. So if you're telling us we're moving back, I'm nope, nope. So yeah, I was like, I swear to God, if it's a move. But no, it's war. We're gonna go SmackDown. So yeah, that was the thing.
Inley is excited for this war. Like our Discord's popping right now.
I
Like
love it.
our PvP side has been kind of getting a little rusty, so now we're breaking off that rust and we're starting to get going. Got me back in skirmish commanders. We have a few other people trying
I
to go
mean,
along the program too.
you got to get some snacks, right?
Yes.
Snacks are good. If you can have a feast in them, both are good. Both are good. It's like that meme that's both.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So with all of this, and I'm going to ask this question as if we weren't in a wartime, because recruitment is obviously different usually during a wartime. Um, it might not be though, so you can answer this question however you feel like fits. Um, so can you tell me some of the awesome stuff that Enley does for its members, and are you guys recruiting?
Um, yeah, sure, I can touch on that. Inley has a lot of good corp programs. We're
Mm-hmm.
currently in the process of or it's slightly dampened by the war effort right now, so it's not our number one priority at the time. But we are in the current process of building a corp economic zone, like
Oh,
many other
nice.
corporations in the alliance,
Oh,
specifically tailored for our members' individual productions. So that's currently in the works. We also have a pretty decent corp buyback program and ship replacement program as well, or yeah, SRP. Um,
nice.
We are currently recruiting. However, it's not just a blind application. You do have to go through our public channel, Enly, on either in the game or there. We do have the Enlightened Industries Discord channel that can be found by going to public in-game Enly, and talk to a recruiter and go through the whole process, make sure that we're the right fit for you. But because we don't want you just to join and then feel trapped. We want you to have the best Eve experience you can have. We've grown out of that.
Yeah, no, I think it's smart because it's, hey, let's see if, because I've talked to a couple different people kind of on the subject, and it's, hey, come talk to us. If we don't feel like you're a right fit, we can guide you to somewhere that might be in the Imperium if you're wanting to join the Imperium. And that's, I want to say that's kind of a hidden benefit of doing kind of these interviews is people can go, hey, here's a video list. If you like, if corporate recruitment's like, hey, I don't know if you'd fit in here so well, just because of time zones or you know, time you know, like different things like that. It's, hey, here's a resource. Here's a bunch of Goon Corps who have talked, or Imperium Corps, because we've talked to Shadow as well, that have gone, hey, and here, and they can learn. And making sure that, you know, hey, you're the right fit. You like PvP, you got indie? It's always a good important to make sure, how do I say this? Don't rock the boat that you already have, or don't poke a hole in it if you've already built it.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, that is awesome. I put the Enly public, which is in the chat. I just typed it from the in-game channel, from the corpse bio. You can also look up the corporation in-game, Enlightened Industries, and it is in their bio there as well.
Yep.
So
Main thing I could say, if you're interested, is that we're a lot of we're not necessarily old per se, but we have a lot of wealth of knowledge that we're willing to share to get you off the ground if you're really into industry or fleet combat.
honestly, as somebody who can kind of do indie, sounds like I should be poking them and going, hey, teach me, please. That's what it sounds like. But is somebody who's I am, so my depth of indie is doing the university handout chips. So and that is T1. So I am about on a 2 out of 100. But with that, and taking in mind everything we've talked about, you guys had somebody who built an individual keep star. Taking in mind all of the cool little things, are there any big accomplishments that you didn't touch on that Enly has that you can talk about? I know we've kind of gone over this a little bit.
Yeah, I know we've covered a lot of the pretty big notable ones in our history. I'd like to say it's actually from our individual player members. Their
Yeah.
stories are actually probably something we can touch on. When we first joined CFC Goons back in 2013, I think was the year that we moved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Back then, it was our corporation mainly persisted of Eastern United States time zone and European time zone over in London. Um, and so our corporation kind of our PvP side really went into the SIGs and squads programs that the Alliance provided at the time, and we folded really nicely into the United States Freedom Squad. Um,
Oh my gosh.
yep, that was from a
That's so
while
cool.
back, but Freedom Squad went by a different name after our dear leader Asher got a hold of it. Um, it's a name that it's a dead squad. It's called Reavers.
Yep.
Enlightened Industries actually had a high Reaver participation at the time. and we helped with the Reaver's mission goal during the invasion Aquarius, and we were there for the conquest of ED-TAC. With just I think we had one Archon and a fleet of 80 Ishtars take sovereignty in an entire constellation of Aquarius. Uh,
Damn.
that wasn't just Enley though. That was we were there to help with that, and we also had many people in the. I think we had someone in Corp Diplo for a time. It's just we've been around for a while, and a lot of our members have contributed to the alliance in a whole for so long that we
Mhm.
just feel like we're at home at Goons after 12, 13 years.
So, so kind of, it's not so much the corp as a whole, it's all of the individual heartbeats having and telling their own stories. That's the accomplishment, is what I'm picking up.
Yep. A
And
safe,
that's,
no drama place that people can keep playing in the game with their buddies from way back when.
and see, that's fantastic. And being able to let your members shine um, is absolutely huge. And I this is kind of slight tangent. This is part of what I love about the Imperium is the members. It's it's members first. It's very members first, very members heavy, very you guys, everyone here working together, doing, different vital pieces of things and putting it all together. And yes, we may have been called an iron machine or some sort of machinery at one point by Mittens, but I wouldn't necessarily say that that is completely accurate because our members are warm, they're awesome, and they're smart. They're helpful. It's all about putting people to their strengths and stuff like that. So I love to see a corp go, hey, it's our members that have made the big accomplishments. They have been absolutely awesome. So I love that.
Yep, they've stuck with us individually through all the turmoils from as far back as SMA up until as most recently as Vietnam and the attempted destruction of the Imperium. And nope, we ain't going nowhere.
I love that. So we've gone through all the questions that I have. Is there anything that kind of as a that didn't get touched on that you were like, hey, I gotta say this, or kind of if you had to just kind of give Enley its own little like 30-second blurb, just is there anything that you want to touch on or just take the time that needs to be said?
Um, yeah. For those in test who ever see this or people from back then, hi, we don't miss you. Um, I'll hope to see you at the other end of my gun again. Love shooting you. It's always great to see you again. Um, that's for the future because I know they're going to come back. It's just as much as I love to dog on them, we did have some really good friends in that alliance. Other than that, our posting is not going to get any better. And I'll see you all in fleets. Please join my fleets. Please join all fleets. We have a war to go on, people.
Yeah, we got some panhard ass to kick, and which we have a coward Gobbins who has started to show his colors. So let's continue to get out there, kick some ass, and um,
Even Zigam is running
yeah.
away, everybody.
Oh my god, yeah. He, I saw that recently, and I went, oh my. I couldn't help
Yep.
but just my jaw was on the ground for a second, and then I went, wait, hold on, it's Zigam. Um, this is classic behavior as somebody who has so I've had a fun story of robbing a skyhook and him and like 40 harpies dropped on us. We headshot him, got away with the skyhook loot, hopped in the ESS next door, robbed the ESS, and he's in harpies. He can't get in. We're just in there taunting him because it's, oh hi, you guys can't get in here. Are you gonna go reship? You can go up ship if you want. And then they just left. They're
I
like,
actually
oh,
have a
we're not gonna worry about that.
I actually have a similar Zigum story from my times backseat FCing for whiskey during the pirate
Mm-hmm.
fleets. Zigum brought in, I believe it was 6 Vargers onto our. I think we only had 17 battle cruisers and cruisers left at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and he just fed us 5 of those Vargers, but the one Varger that he had was triple Ansel fit, and he just was not going. He tanked us. I actually have a recording of it on my videos. He tanked us
Gosh.
for 6 minutes straight before his response fleet came to save him. We ran out of
Oh
ammo
my
first.
god. Yeah, so
It was
I
like that was a really good fight.
so with ours we had already almost gotten a double Ansel golem, and they were the response fleet in harpies, and we're just over here and just honestly I call it my random bullshit because it's whatever the fuck I can hand out from my hangar. And it's kind of fun. It's very funny. It's whatever do I have spare builds of. So I hand them out, and we all just went and hunkered down in an ESS. And then as soon as they're left, we went right back through the wormhole, and we're just like, they're not following us, yeah, yeah, okay, sweet, because we just yeah, it was pretty great, and yeah. So of all the fun things to do, there are fun things to do. Um, and antagonizing PH just a little bit by hiding in their ESSs and forcing them to upship when they're in harpies. It's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing.
Brings a smile to this goon's face.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm waiting to see because we just got started on Saturday with the whole State of the Goonian from Asher. Again, that was broadcast on INN, so I can talk about what was said. Um, and honestly, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting going. We've seen, oh, the PH that trains by the sword, oh, the PH that wins. Where are those fuckers? Were they in the room? Wait, actually, are they even in the building?
It is interesting. And I'm coming from multiple wars experience at this point. The
Mm-hmm.
moving back at it, like moving the front line back to a full floodplain region is not a bad move per se, but making your beachhead on the other side of the region gate instead of on this side of the gate, that's got me concerned. I'm like, okay, maybe they're just running away with the tail between their legs again. Or maybe they're trying to level the playing field so we can just glass this region real quick and move into the drones. I don't know.
I mean, Asher did call Gobbins out after the last, where they couldn't break us. They have been. It has to be 3-1, or we don't show up. Occasionally, there are a few people that'll take fights, and that is very much appreciated. We like having that, but the the lack of, what's the word, chutzpah, moxie. Uh, Americans might call it balls.
Cojones.
Yeah, cojones. Is so far has been interesting, and I know we kind of deviated to the
I'm
war
in an
topic,
interview right now.
but um, yeah, I think it'll be interesting going forward. To see how everybody does, and I hope everybody, like Enly, is shaking off that PvP rust and ready to feast and have some snacks.
Give me a Titan. That's what I want. Horde, are you listening?
Yeah, Horde, hi Horde, if you're listening, I personally would like you to deliver a shamash to me to eat and feed on, and then I will be happy as hell to have killed one of your shamashes. If you eject from it, even better. I'll take it, but
It'll
I'd
find
rather
a
eat
better
it.
home.
We're not stealing from them. We're just taking our stuff back.
Absolutely.
Considering we stole your structures from the move. Okay, we'll just take our shit back. We're just taking our shit back. That's all right. It happens. So we will
Whichever
see.
narrative they want, they can pick it.
Yeah, we will see what happens. But with that, I am out of questions, and I don't want to take up too much of your much more of your time. Thank you, Houdini, for coming on, having some fun, having a great conversation, giving some history, and being a blast.
No problem. Thank you for having me on and doing this project.
Hey, I really appreciate it. And this is for people out there. If you want to see your corp on here, let me know. Send your leadership to me. I will. My calendar is currently fully open for all of June. I will get you in tomorrow. Okay, maybe not tomorrow because I have to sleep. Uh, but yes. So, get your leadership can message me if you guys are interested. Please send me your people. Get me your people. I will talk to anybody. So, yes, send your leader. Battle Red, no. I just want to talk to people and talk about their corpse and not their bodies, their corpse, like their corporations. Just clarifying because if you haven't seen a regular stream, I do collect bodies, but besides the point. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead, let Houdini go. We're gonna go to a close screen and we're gonna go ahead and raid out. So thank you guys, and we will have another one of these hopefully soon. Collector rehouse. I rehouse them. Oh, I do also look up ship's asses. That's correct. Hello, Mr. Steve. Okay. Why? Those new thorax are thick. Dude, I haven't looked at the new ones yet. I'm lazy. I haven't looked at them yet. Same category. But yes, I need to go and take a peek and look and see how everything is looking on the new stuff. But with that, let's go raid Mr. Donk. We'll go raid Mr. Donk. We like Mr. Donk. But with that, guys, please make sure you're drinking water, you're eating food, you're taking your meds, you're taking care of yourself. Yes, goons are at a war, but that does not mean you should be abandoning your sleep schedules, because bad. Make sure, if nothing else, please don't use a poop sock. Get a battle bucket. We're not gross humans here. I mean, maybe we are. But, I went to bed at 4 a.m. yesterday, even with my meds, so don't. Yes. So with that, just guys, be nice to each other. This is a space game. This is a game we all love. And make sure you're taking care of each other. And with that, have a good night, guys.